Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So before I properly get into this video, I want to say a massive thank you because I posted my first video at the minute. It says it was about 3 days ago, and the response that I've had to it has just been like incredible. I got like over 70 subscribers, nearly 80 at this point actually. I got 474 views on the video. That's just crazy. I was thinking maybe like 10-15 people would see it, but like that's nearly 500 in a couple of days. Like that's crazy. And I think it got something like 47 likes, so like thank you so much. And if you subscribe to my channel, hi, thank you. I really do appreciate it like so much. I have so much content planned, like you don't even understand. Today's video is kind of just going to be a little bit of an update to the last video. I do have some other videos coming that aren't just about the map, but I got quite a lot of people commenting saying that they wanted to know updates on it, so I just wanted to get one out as soon as possible, and then I probably won't update on it for a little while just so that I can talk about some other stitchy bits, some of the stitchy projects. And yeah, so update. I officially started it the same night that I filmed the Flosstube. I finished the video and literally like put the camera down, picked the camera straight back up and went and started on it. I literally couldn't help myself. I did take some footage. If I'm going to include it, I'll include it now. So first things first, I just went to Hobbycraft and bought this huge, like it's like a bin really. I was going to call it a box, but it is more like a bin. And I'm planning on keeping all the stuff just for this project in here because I don't want to, one, lose anything because this kit is incredible and I don't want to risk losing a single thread from it. And two, if for any reason I have to put this down, like for example this year for Christmas I've been making people presents, I've not had as much time to stitch or like do any stitching really. I need to put my stitching away for a while and I don't want it to get dusty and I don't want anything to happen to it, like get wet or knocked or anything like that. So I figured buy this huge box, keep everything in it, and then I have nothing to worry about. I know exactly where it is. Here is my tub. At the minute it's just got the pattern in it. I'm going to put the fabric on the pattern like that, and then I'm going to keep the threads on the side. Now I am going to do some of this in a minute, so let's be honest, it's not going to stay in the box very long. This is a 33.5 litre tub and my pattern, like the kit, basically already fills it. I actually, I bought these stickers to go on the floss away bags when I finally get around to putting them in. I'm probably not going to do that tonight because I'm too excited to start, but I'm going to do that in the next couple of days. And I just thought I'd buy the stickers rather than writing on the bag, just in case the bag wipes off at any point, which I don't think it would, but personally I'd rather have it written on a sticker. I don't know why. So I bought those. I bought this fabric because depending on the size of the Q-snap I use, I might need to use my extender frame for the Lowry, and rather than risk it messing up the work, because it's like just straight metal that would go on the frame, rather than risk it messing up anything, I just thought I'd buy some plain fabric, wrap it round, and then I don't need to worry as much about anything getting messed up. So basically I was just going to talk you through how I started it and then what it looks like now. So I started by counting the number of squares across the top, and I said I was going to do this in the first Flosstube. So I counted all the squares along and all the squares down, worked out how many squares I'm going to need for the actual piece, and then worked out how much I could leave for a border. Then I like made a little arrow on my work, which you can see in, I'll put the pictures in here, which you can see in this picture, and started basically from there. And the way that I prepared my fabric at the time was I'd like masking taped around the edge, but I was checking the comments of my video earlier, like literally today. This is like what, maybe a week after I started the piece, and people were commenting saying don't use masking tape, don't use masking tape, like try this tape or try stitching it. So I was like, right, okay. I spent tonight taking all the masking tape off this piece, and I've done a blanket stitch around the edge instead now to stop it from fraying. So if you're going to take advice from my videos, don't take the masking tape idea because apparently that's really bad and it can damage the fabric, I think someone said. So because this is such an immense piece, I just don't want to mess it up at all. So I just completely, as soon as I read that, I was like, oh my god, took it all off, and I was like, right, I think I've got one, maybe two other pieces that still need to be fixed, but I will do that over the weekend because it's Friday as I'm filming this. The next thing I did, although really this should be number one, I guess, is I uploaded the pattern to Pattern Keeper, which I briefly like talked about in the last video. But I have a time lapse of it like uploading, because basically what Pattern Keeper does is it like you upload it and everything. It took like over an hour for it to upload fully. And then right at the end when it's sorting all the colours out, they all pop in one by one. And yeah, as soon as my pattern's in Pattern Keeper and I know where I'm starting, all then it was really putting it in the Q-snap. So I personally prefer to use Q-snaps over anything else. I've got a Lowry and I just think that they fit in there the best. I've tried out hoops and I just, for the size of the project I'm working on, a hoop's not really like big enough for me. It's not enough surface area for me to work with. And I have also tried out scroll frames, and scroll frames for me, I don't know if it's just me. If you can give me some advice, please let me know down in the comments, but I just can't seem to get it tight, like evenly. Like I've got Wednesday Addams by Medusa Dollmaker on it at the minute, and it's tight top and bottom, but it's just the sides. And if anyone can give me advice on how to make that a bit tighter, I would really appreciate it, because it's not really a problem, but I feel like I would use scroll frames more if I could get an even tightness, if that makes sense. Back to World Wonders map. So after I'd worked out all the squares and everything, like I said I was going to do in the last video, what I did is I got some floss away bags. I mentioned this in the last video as well. I keep looking over there because my fiance is over there. I bought some of the floss away bags, and what I did is I bought some sticky labels, and on every one I've written the number and also drawn the little symbol for the colour, and I've put those on the bags. I've not got my way through all of the colours yet. I did 1 through 40 and then I've been doing them as and when I need the colours, which probably isn't the most organised, but it makes sense to me. So I bought myself like a separate pack of the rings, and I've got 20 on each ring so far, so that's working really well for me actually. I mentioned in the last video that for shelf life I was using the plastic floss holder things. I don't know what they're called specifically. If you know, please let me know. But they are good, but they slip off really easy, and I've been so enjoying using the floss away bags, because you just go, oh, what number do I need? Oh, it's in this set. Like, it's so easy. So if you've got a project with a lot of colours, that's personally my favourite way to go about organising it. So I put 1 to 40 in these bags at first and like labelled them up and got the floss in and everything, and from there I kind of started the piece because I was like, I'm just so excited to start that I don't want to wait any longer. So from there, that's kind of why they only have the colours that I've been using in the bags now. How I like to do my stitching personally is I like to do it diagonally. You'll see as I'm putting the pictures in, but that's just a personal preference, because I've seen people do kind of like the square by square method, and that looks really good, and I would try that out. But I'm just worried about, like, I've seen those lines, and I think you get it when you have like a bit of uneven tension or something, and it like makes the shape of a square. Like on your piece you can see where you've gone square by square, and I just think, like, I don't know that I would be able to get that out afterwards. Like, I've not had that problem before, but I know that it has been a problem for some people. So I just think if I go diagonally, you won't be able to see at all. If you can, it won't be as noticeable as the squares, hopefully. I haven't seen any problems with it so far, but I will keep you updated on that. The first night that I worked on it, I got to 0.08%, I want to say, like in one night. I think that's what I did. I'm now questioning that. I might not have. I'll have to have a look at my little notebook, and if I've got that wrong I'll put it in, but I did 0.08%, and my arms afterwards were so tired. Like, I think I must have pulled muscles in my arms moving the fabric or something, because I was just exhausted afterwards. But I will put some pictures in now, so I'll kind of talk through what they are because I've got them on my phone. My very first picture, you can't really see the top of the fabric because I was trying to cut out the little arrow because I knew I was going to take it out and it wasn't necessary in the picture. So this was the first colour in the first diagonal, and I was just so excited and I wanted to document everything. So I took a picture of it before the diagonal was done, and then my second picture is with the diagonal done, and you can kind of see that I'm kind of doing a method. I don't think it's parking, because parking you've kind of, I think parking's more strict, where you've got to go line by line in the diagonal or in the square or whatever, and I don't really do that. So what I tend to do is I will have the diagonal on my pattern keeper, like I'll have the settings so you can have the diagonals up, and I will pick one colour out and I will work that colour in the diagonal, and then if I don't need it till the next one, I'll move it to the next one and park it. Like, I don't work row by row, but I work diagonal by diagonal, if that makes sense, and then park my thread after I've used it in that diagonal. I really hope that makes sense. You should probably be able to see from the pictures, but I don't know if this is parking or what. I guess it is, because I'm parking the thread at the end of it. It's just not the strict line by line. The third picture here is the second full diagonal that I'd done, and like, looking back on it now, it doesn't look that much bigger than the first, but I was so proud of myself. I was like, this looks amazing. The fourth picture, I believe I forgot to take a picture of the full third diagonal, so this is kind of like 3 1/4. Like, I was just so excited I couldn't bring myself to stop to take pictures. Then picture number 4, this is where you can kind of see my work kind of starts getting messy, but I promise it makes sense to me. And it doesn't look that messy in the end. Like, you'll see as the next pictures like go on, the threads kind of like go away and stuff, and I'll explain in another video kind of why I do it like this. But yeah, this looks, I don't think I have the neatest stitches in the world by any means, but I'm proud of myself for this, because you can see how much work and effort I put in the first couple of days. And then carrying on, like, you can see I've got like a little cloud beginning at the bottom of this one, like the little patch of grey, and I was working like solidly with blues for like a large portion of this, so when I got to the grey I was like, oh, this is so cool. It's a lot of blue, especially to begin with, because you kind of work through this. The way I'm doing it is I will work through the sky and then get to the sea and then reach a different colour. I think I've got a compass in the next like couple of diagonals, so that'll be really good when I get to that. But for now, clouds are the exciting part for me. This picture is of, I think this is where I called it quits for like a couple of, like, I've taken a little bit of time off from doing it just because I have been making people presents for Christmas. So for Christmas presents, I'm not going to say, because I don't think anyone watches this video, but just in case any of my family do, you're all getting homemade presents, and they have taken a lot of time, and to be honest, I'm still working on them. So I have currently got like 2 weeks to go till Christmas, and I'm still working on presents, and I think it's going to be pretty tight whether some of them get done, but I'm hoping, like, fingers crossed, that everything gets done in time. But I did have to stop stitching a little bit to get to that point, which is a little bit sad, but it just means that when I do get time to stitch, I appreciate it more. So I'm not really too upset about it. There's like times where I'm like, oh, I just really want to stitch right now, and then I'll be like, well, just let yourself do it, you know, treat yourself. You've made presents, you've got like however many completely finished, like, just treat yourself. So I'm not doing awful, but I'm definitely not stitching as much as I would like. With Christmas holidays coming up and like general, like, I've got just over a week off at Christmas, I believe. So with that coming up, I should be able to get quite a bit done in that time. So I'm just kind of looking forward to that at this point. This is the next picture that I have, and again, I kind of left it for a couple of days after this. This was the last picture I'd taken before today. So you can see I kind of worked through the clouds a little bit more, and I didn't quite finish the diagonal on this one. it's so frustrating when you get so far and you don't finish the diagonal. Like, if you work in diagonals, let me know, does that annoy you too? Because I feel like if you work in squares, you can just push yourself to finish the square, but the diagonals just, like, they're starting to get long now, so it's kind of difficult to pace yourself to finish within a certain amount of time. So, like, yeah, a little bit frustrating, but I'm happy with what I've done so far. I'm really enjoying this project so far, and to be honest, I think a big part of it is how everyone on YouTube's been about it. Like, everyone has been so welcoming and so lovely and like giving me such amazing advice, and it's just been like kind of overwhelming because it's so positive, and I just like genuinely never expected it. So thank you so much again. So in terms of like goal for this project, like my end goal, it's like nearly 2 million stitches. So I don't have like a set end goal because I feel like if I missed it, I would be really upset. So this for me is definitely a long-term project, but if I'm like being honest with myself, I'm kind of hoping to get like at least 1% done by my birthday. So if you haven't seen my other video, I got this as a birthday present for my 21st birthday, but I got it early because obviously I'm going to need years to stitch this. So I will have been stitching on it, I think, for just over a month by the time I turn 21, which is the birthday that I have next. So January 10th is my birthday, and my goal is 1% by then. I'm currently on 0.1, so I've definitely slowed down from the first couple of days, but like I said, I've had to take some time away from it to do some knitting and some crochet. So fingers crossed, if I can get the presents done for people as soon as possible, I will have plenty of time to stitch on this over Christmas. And like I said, I've got over a week off coming up at Christmas. I've got a day off before Christmas, and I'm just really hoping that I can push through and get to 1%. That is going to be huge if I can, because that's a lot of stitching, but fingers crossed. I believe in myself, and I will push myself, and if I don't get there, I don't get there. It's not the end of the world, but that's a goal, and I feel like it's healthy to have goals with stuff like this, especially when it's so big. I feel like I need to set myself some goals just so that I have motivation to get it done, you know? So I think that's everything. The only thing I can think of now that I wanted to talk about quickly is some of the comments I had under my videos. I think I replied to everyone's comments, but just in case I didn't, I feel like a lot of people were just being really lovely. I mean, everyone was really lovely, but a couple of people told me about their gecko kits that they were working on, and I love hearing about them and I love to see them. So if you have an Instagram where you post stuff like that, let me know and I will follow you, because I love seeing updates. Like the Gecko Rouge stitching group on Facebook, I literally have notifications turned on for it. I check it all the time. For the last year and a half, I've been like obsessed. So if you have an Instagram where you post updates of your like whips or anything like that, especially if they're Gecko Rouge, comment them and I will come and follow you. My Instagram is here. It's different to my name, and it's just the Instagram where I post my cross stitch content. This is like a little add-on, but I just want to give everyone a heads up that in May I am going on a very special holiday to go get married. Yeah, I'm a big Disney fan, like I said in my last video, and Disney and Universal are just the best to me. So in May I will be posting stitchy content, don't worry, but if you're subscribed to me in May, you will also get some videos from my holiday and from my wedding, and that's just because when I'm watching videos on YouTube, I watch Flosstube and I also watch Disney vlogs. So I'm very sorry if you're not interested in that. You might just have to skip around some videos, but I would love to share that, and I would love to film it and just have it for me more than anything. So heads up, in May there will be stitchy content and Disney content and wedding content, so look forward to that. But yes, if you have an Instagram where you post anything, anything stitch related, comment it down below. I will go follow you. What else have people been commenting? Oh, that was the other thing. Pretty early on in my comments, someone commented and was like, oh, you said Ada, I'm just wondering if you meant even weave. I totally did. I don't even know what was going through my head, but I meant I have 28 count even weave. I did not mean Ada, so apologies for that. And apart from that, I think the main thing is the masking tape situation, which I think I've already covered. So I think that's going to be it for today's video. I just want to say another thank you because it's been like really wonderful for me, and I do really genuinely appreciate every single person that subscribed to me from that video, or watched the video, or liked the video, or anything with the video. I just love it, and I loved seeing the comments pop up, and oh, it's been the best couple of days. So thank you so much everyone, and yes, I will see you in the next video. Bye!